Welcome back. I'm Richard HAASNOOT, and I'm your host for this Advanced Wisdom series, where my goal is to help you live more of a wisdom-inspired life, which is the highest form of life that humans can live. In these episodes, I make specific suggestions about how you can live more of a wisdom-inspired life. And the wisdom in this series comes from three God-realized enlightened avatars that I've studied the most: Krishna, Jesus, and Paramahansa Yogananda. As God-realized enlightened avatars, when they write or speak, they are speaking with the wisdom of God. In this particular episode, I'm going to be talking about two topics I talk quite a bit about, but from different perspectives: meditation and intuition. So let's get into the first quote. Intuition, the voice of spirit, the voice of God, and of its imminent manifestation as the soul, begins an unfoldment of revelations that ultimately will quell all doubts and establish the consciousness in its true self, capital S. A lot here. I've talked about intuition being the voice of our soul, that spark of divinity in us. Another way of saying it is voice of spirit. And as it begins to unfold revelations, these revelations gradually quell all doubts that we have about, doubts and questions that we have about what spirit and God are all about. So how would we go about developing this? Developing our intuition further? Well, the first thing we need to do is quiet the mind so that soft voice of intuition can actually be heard. And quieting the mind can happen with practicing mindfulness, practicing also meditation. Both of those can make a big difference to help us settle and quiet things down. And the third one is practice discernment. Learn to distinguish between the voice of your intuition and the voice of fear, doubt, and your ego. They are very different. Once you gain experience with listening to feeling, I kind of describe it, feeling your intuition, you will realize that voice, that experience is dramatically different than the one of your ego. So discernment here is very important. Okay. The second one, quote, any sincere, persistent devotee can feel within meditation the urgings of spirit. But it is evident that the devotee must be far advanced in the path of meditation before he can prevail on the infinite, capital I, to vibrate its presence through an intelligible voice of counsel. Okay? A lot here. The persistent voice of meditation in the urgings of spirit, of God. But it takes a lot of advancement along the spiritual journey and the path of meditation before we can regularly, consistently, and clearly understand and feel the experience of intuition, that voice of our soul. Okay? And this time can, in a particular lifetime, we can make dramatic progress and still have dramatic progress yet to make in future lifetimes. So how do we go about doing this? Well, how do we deepen our intuition? Well, consistency. There needs to be commitment and consistent effort. If it's, I'm not feeling like it today, tomorrow, the next day, then you're really not taking something that is probably the most important accomplishment you can have in this lifetime seriously. Second, explore different techniques of meditation. The techniques vary primarily upon what you pay attention to. You can pay attention to your breath. You can pay attention to the thoughts that are going in your head and releasing them. You can pay attention to a mantra that you silently say and breathing in and breathing out. The techniques of meditation are several. They're extremely easy to do. It's important to maybe experiment with different ones and which one works best for you. That may change over time, but once you've experimented, commit yourself to one, at least for a fairly long period of time. And the third thing is to find a comfortable posture. Posture is extremely important in meditation, and having a straight spine is extremely important. Meditating like this, not so good. The spine, the importance of the spine, the cerebral spinal channel in your backbone is extremely important, where energy flows up and down. Energies that are subtle yet extremely powerful. Well, as always, I deeply appreciate you watching this episode. I look forward to reconnecting with you soon, and until then, thank you very much for watching.